Disclaimer. We are unqualified and unapologetic. We are not professionals. We are not doctors. We are not therapists or mental health experts. Just a real couple living real life. So take what works, leave what doesn't. Let's do this.
Sessions and lessons unscripted. Say it twice so you don't forget it. Hey! Session lessons unscripted. Hit record, let the mess get edited in my head. Mic on, brain off, laugh line, straight cuts.
So you got 3 wishes, and this is what you wished for. Hello, everybody. It's Joel, your host for Sessions and Lessons Unscripted. And on the other side of the table, the lovely Gloria Rosario
Hello, everybody. How's it going?
with her cool hat.
Yeah, the light's not cooperating with us today, obviously.
And the light was shining off her forehead. If my hat wasn't on, it'd be shining off my whole top of my head.
Like a beacon of light.
Yes, that's me, the beacon of light. So how's everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing awesome. I'm doing okay. How are you?
Good. I'm going back to work tomorrow.
Well, lucky you.
Yay.
So tell the fine people where you been, lady?
Oh, man. I don't want to go back to reality.
Doesn't that suck when you have to go back after a break?
No. I like my job, so it's like not that bad going back. You know, it's just... I still don't have a car, so I'm kind of like time constrained.
Yeah, but see, one thing that Glow and I are trying to do, well, I know I'm trying to do, is always look at the positive light of things, right? Or positive side. So, okay, it's an inconvenience. We're down to one vehicle. We got a carpool. We got to do all that stuff. But we found out today that it's all covered, and it's just a matter of waiting for them to return it now.
They're going to take my engine apart, so baby Jesus knows how long that's going to take.
Well, they're professionals. They know what they're doing. Anyways,
so outside of that, I just got back on yesterday, right?
I think so. I don't even
I'm
know
so
what
lost in my days. I went on a little weekend camping trip with my cousin Maria, her son, and my stepson. And it was a really, really, really great experience.
Yes, we kind of touched on this, how I did not go. I'm surprised I didn't hear anything about it. I didn't get any shit about it. I don't know. Maybe I'll go next time.
No, I kind of figure, like, if he's not into it, why push him into it? It's going to ruin our trip, you know, him being grumpy and stuff. And it's just like, no.
I don't get grumpy. That's not true. That's not true.
That's a lie. But it was really, really fun. The first day we got there was okay. Like, the weather was perfect.
The weekend was really nice.
We had great weather this weekend. It wasn't hot.
Yep.
We had enough sun on Saturday to go to the beach, which I haven't done in a million years. I had so much fun. And then we just kind of hung out at the beach most of the day, and then, you know, went back, campfire, ghost stories, and then the night was beautiful. Very, very beautiful. Clear sky, breeze. It was like in the 70s. My perfect type of weather. And then on Sunday, it was kind of cloudy, but not really. It was on and off, and then the sun eventually came out. We went Pokemoning. We walked the trail alongside the beach, and then what else did we do? That was pretty much.
You guys went swimming and stuff, no?
The second day, we just kind of sat at the edge because the current was really strong. The waves were kind of a little crazy, and I was like, I know I'm comfortable in water, but I'm not.
I don't know why, but I in the last episode, I told you guys a couple stories, like camping stories. I camped when I was a kid, and I think I don't like it now because I was traumatized, but whatever. I'll get into those stories another time. But there was two stories in particular that popped into my head again.
Okay.
Would you like to hear them?
Sure.
All right. So the first one, we were all at the little beach or whatever at the camp. And, we're just all having fun, whatever, like you do at the beach. And there was like, I remember there was like in the middle, there was like a dock or something. And, kids would like jump off of there and whatever. So anyways, we're playing. I don't really do water because, well, my shower, of course, but
Barely.
so I don't know how to swim. I don't swim. That's another traumatizing story for another time. So
I'm sorry. How the hell did you grow up in being like in and out of Puerto Rico and not learning how to swim?
because when I wanted to learn and I attempted to go in the water, I had punk ass uncles
Yeah.
that would want to drown me or like, hey, let's pick up Joel and throw him in the water when I didn't know how to swim. So I'm screaming like a freaking whatever. And no, let me go. And they're trying to throw me in the water, put me underwater. They would always try to like, I mean, I'm sure they wouldn't drown me, but I mean, I didn't know how to swim. So it's like they always tease me and like would try to like throw me in the water. Anyways,
My uncles did the same thing, and I learned really quick how to swim.
sometimes uncles can be such assholes. Anyways,
stick to your story. I'm just befuddled at the fact that you're Puerto Rican, grew up on and off the island, and you can't swim. Okay.
there's a joke in there somewhere.
Yeah,
but
somewhere.
I'm not going to say it.
And go ahead.
Anyways, so I'm playing more in the sand or whatever, just chilling out. Then all of a sudden, there's just like chaos. There's people running all over the place and people screaming. And it's like Jaws. Like, you guys watch Jaws, right? The Jaws is in the water. Hurry, get out of there. So then one of the camp counselors, a couple of camp counselors are jumping up on this dock with this big ass net. And the kids are just running everywhere, screaming. And I mean, it was just ridiculous. And it turns out somebody dropped a deuce in the water.
Ew.
That sucker was just floating there, and then the counselor had to be the one to dig it, to fish it out of there.
That's gross.
And then another quick story. Like I just stated, I don't do water. I can't swim. So there was kayaks there and like canoes, kayaks, stuff like that. Well, I wanted to try kayaking. It looked fun, right? So I get in the kayak. It was a bright red kayak, and I start, putting with the oar. Pardon me. So then, I was getting a good rhythm, and hey, it was this kind of cool. I like this. So I'm on the lake, and then I kind of go a little bit, and I just kind of stop pedaling or stop oaring or whatever you call that. And then I get kind of brave. So I'm like, I'm going to go a little further. I almost made it. I made it maybe 3/4 of the way across the whole lake. And then, these big ass flies. I've never seen flies this big before. I think they're called horse flies. I have no idea. But, one of them lands on my leg and I get bit and it hurt. It really hurt. So all of a sudden I'm like back and forth, teetering back and forth. And,
Will you please drink some water?
yes, I will drink some water.
Do you have?
Yeah, see, look, I
Okay,
have
well,
water.
drink, please. That's very annoying.
You're very annoying.
Yeah, you're annoying and I let you live, so.
Anyways, before you're rudely interrupted.
Yeah, well, you interrupted me first, but go on with your story, please.
So anyways, 3/4 of a way. I'm getting eaten by these flies, these like monster flies. So now it's like, I mean, I'm kind of, you can tip over very easily in one of those things. And I don't think I had did I have a life vest on? I don't even know if I had a life vest on. So here's this kid in the middle of this big ass lake, can't swim. He's on the verge of falling in the water. So I just hightailed it back as quick as I could. Thankfully, I made it. And yeah, I never did that ever again. Wake up, lady.
Oh, that was a very riveting story.
She's so rude.
I am.
She is very rude.
I am. But anyways, back to what I was saying before he interrupted me. Yeah, so it was a really good trip. I made people do things that they weren't comfortable with.
That's what you normally do.
Yeah, and it turned out to be a good experience. So, all in all, it was a great trip. I will tell you, camping is the one thing that you do to live like a vagrant, like a homeless person. It's expensive. Like, I don't know how much we spent, but
Everything's expensive.
yeah, like camping trips used to be like, well,
Camping shouldn't really cost you a lot.
you figure we needed like equipment because I don't have any more equipment. I used to go camping all the time, and with all the moving and stuff, my equipment got lost, stolen, or ripped, and I gave stuff away. So we have to start from zero. But I was telling Joel, I was like, this camping spot is like 10 minutes, not even, from my house. And I was like, I can't believe I've lived here all these years and have never taken advantage of it. It was a really good experience. So definitely planning on doing it again soon.
I lived here for a while, and I just didn't want to go.
Yeah,
that's
but-
not my thing.
No, it's all right. You don't have to go. It was my time away from Joel. And let me tell you guys, I love hanging out with Joel, but this is the most relaxing weekend that I've had.
All right, hold on. Time out. Back
Uh-oh.
the hell up. I want to address this
Yes?
because these people are our friends and
Okay.
our family. All right. So I think I've mentioned this before.
Uh-huh.
I don't know why Mrs. Rosario has a cell phone, because when I text her, nothing. When I call her, nothing. When I send her TikToks or memes, nothing.
I know where he's going with this.
Nothing. She goes on her little trip, and she called me more times.
I called him 3 times.
Like, you're on a little vacay. Why are you calling? And, it's nice to hear from you, but you're literally 10 minutes away. And you never talk to me or use your cell phone
and
like it's intended.
Here's the reason why,
But she
though.
calls me while she's in
No,
the middle of the
but-
forest
But
somewhere.
here's why, though. I had his vehicle. He was at home without a vehicle.
And
What if you needed something?
I was fine. We made sure everything was fine before you left. Plus, I would rather you have the vehicle just in case something happened and you guys needed to hightail out of there or something. You never know. Because maybe the zombie apocalypse was going to start. Or maybe you had some weird crackhead from the neighborhood over there.
No,
Who knows?
for the most part, it was very quiet. And Sunday night, we had a kind of a loud group of people come, and we ended up calling the
There's
police.
always some group.
No, we ended up calling the police because they started to fight.
Oh,
And
gosh.
they were.
I'm glad I didn't go.
No, they were far enough from us to where we couldn't see each other, but we could definitely hear them. And, being 2 females out there with 2, I guess, not so macho men,
Oh, well, they're kids.
Yeah, they're kids. So, yeah, we called the cops, and then they calmed down after that. And then it was all right. Like I said, it was a beautiful experience.
So let me get this straight.
Yeah,
Miss Thug Life went ahead and snitched.
I didn't snitch.
You know what they say about snitches? They get stitches.
Oh, I don't care.
Help, help. They're arguing. What were they arguing over? The marshmallows or what?
I don't. You're not supposed to have alcohol on the premises, and you could tell that they were drinking,
Oh,
and they were belligerent, and they just kept getting louder and louder. Had they just been laughing and goofing off, it would have been like a big deal.
why do people need to ruin everything? Seriously, like, does anybody know the answer to that? Like, people gotta abuse and ruin everything.
No, and that's the only reason why we said anything because again, I'm all for a good time. You guys want to drink,
yeah, no,
party, have
yeah,
a good
no
time?
doubt.
Go ahead. But once you start throwing fists and pushing each other,
Yeah,
and
that's no good.
you can hear things breaking.
Next thing you know, there's like gunshots. Or
No,
something.
right, and it's just like, they came out and stuff. But that was the only mishap that we had. Most of it was pretty good. It was so nice to sit in the sun and just kind of feel it.
Came back a little toasty.
I did. You guys can't really tell, but I'm like really dark right now.
My lighting skills is hiding all the lizard skin.
I don't know about lizard skin. It's just like dark, but it felt really, really good to give myself like that space to kind of just sit in the sun. And I was telling Mira like, God, I don't know. We need to do this a few more times before summer ends. Not so much the camping all the time because I know camping you kind of like busy and all that stuff. But at least hanging out by the beach, I think that would be nice.
Everything's getting expensive now.
Yes.
I heard a story about this lady that wanted to take her family to bowling,
Yeah.
and then she called to reserve the lane or whatever for like a Saturday night or something like that. They wanted to charge her like $300. I'm like, when the hell did bowling cost $300?
What the hell were they bowling with?
I don't know, but it's like
Golden bowling
like
balls. bowling balls.
titanium pins or what's going on here? There's no way the bowling
That
should
better
cost that much.
That better include unlimited plays and like breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
You better bring me some nachos, free nachos.
Some nachos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I was a bowler. I was a huge bowler. I actually was pretty good at it. One time I was in a tournament or something like that, and I was bowling like crazy, and I was doing so well. I think I almost bowled a perfect game that day. All I remember was I'm at the lane. All these people, just the whole bowling alley basically stopped what they were doing, and then they came over to where I was at, and they all wanted to watch this kid because, like, man, this kid's about to bowl a perfect game. So it was down to the last few frames or something like that. I don't remember how it ended, but all I remember is that I fell short and I didn't get the perfect game. But yeah, all these people just stopped what they were doing and they were surrounding me, and they're like cheering and all this stuff. And then, then I stopped bowling for a long time. I didn't bowl again till I was like older. And then I remember I took Gloria out bowling one time, which was really fun. I mean, but then I'm older. My joints aren't the same. It's like I haven't bowled in a while.
I dislocated my shoulder again.
She sure did. And you know what? She did this little cute thing.
Oh, God, I'm so embarrassed of that.
No, I thought it was very adorable. So Gloria would do, she would do this thing where she'd go up to the foul line, and instead of like a normal release, she did this like little, like almost like a little dance, and then she would roll the ball. It was like the most adorablest thing ever.
But it was funny to him, but to me it was serious because I was trying to keep my balance. I don't have the best balance, so a maneuver like that is kind of weird. So it looked like I was dancing, but I'm like really trying to keep my balance.
Oh, it was cute. It was cute. She's very
He
cute.
showed me a video of it. I was like, oh, God.
I don't know what happened to that video. I had I kept it, and I when I went to look for it to show you again, I can't find it. So I must have erased it.
Maybe.
That or you secretly erased
No,
it off
I
my
don't
phone.
do anything on your phone like that. I wouldn't.
You know what I just realized? I didn't tell anybody what we were going to talk about today. Oops.
What's the topic?
Anyways, today we were thinking about talking about boundaries, guards, and trust issues,
Ooh.
especially people our age, I guess. So,
Yeah.
what do you think of that?
Good. Boundaries are one of my biggest. I love talking about boundaries. I really
Do
do.
you?
Yes.
Well, I suck at boundaries.
I don't.
I like
you're
real
getting
bad.
you're getting better though. I'm getting to you. You're learning.
Okay, I guess.
It's gotten better.
But yeah, I was never very good at it. People pleasing and just don't know how to say no.
No, I am of the world where you're allowed to take up space. You're allowed to tell people to, F off. You're allowed to do you and do what makes you feel comfortable.
Yes. So I guess we'll just start talking about this because
Alrighty.
we were already blabbing so much about
Camping.
people dropping deuces in in the lake. That reminds me of that scene in what was it, Caddyshack?
Yeah.
You guys remember that movie, right? With Bill Murray and they had the baby Ruth in the pool,
Yeah.
and then they thought it was a dookie,
Yeah.
and they cleaned the pool out. And then Bill Murray, he picks this thing up like, oh, it's just a baby Ruth, and he takes a bite out of it. And then the old ladies like next to the pool, they freak out because this guy's eating it.
Oh, that's gross.
Oh, I laughed so hard during that scene. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, so boundaries, guards, and trust issues. All right. There's we scoured the interwebs and chats and all that stuff and compiled have a list. So we'll just go through these. Boundaries versus walls. A boundary is a fence with a gate. It lets the good stuff in, keeps the bullshit out. Putting your guard up is building a 20-foot concrete wall with no door. Are you actually protecting yourself or trapping yourself inside? Very good question.
That is.
I was guilty of the wall. No gate, no nothing. And I never really thought about it like that. You trapping yourself inside.
I didn't either. I'm the same. Well, I was the same way. Not only did I have a concrete wall, I had guards on top.
Yeah,
there's no way you're getting in.
Nope.
But I guess it's I've been kind of learning to accept myself and just kind of setting boundaries with people who didn't respect my boundaries and stuff. The more I've been verbal and vocal and kind of expressive about it, the more I'm letting people in, the good people, obviously. And I think that if we're not along the same mindset or we don't have the same ideas or ideals or whatever, I don't waste my time on people like that anymore.
Yeah, I think, well, I for sure did the wall thing. I had no gate, no portholes, no windows, no nothing. And if people did try to jump over the wall to kind of get in, I'd knock them right down. I would not let anybody in. But really, I was doing more harm to myself than anything.
Yeah.
And even to this day, I don't know. I mean, I guess it contributed to my social awkwardness or like not knowing how to deal with people, certain people. I don't know.
I guess when I was in that stage in my life, it was kind of like it felt lonely. Like I wanted to let people in, but I was just so mad and just guarded that I wouldn't. And then I'd start to feel like, oh, I like this person. But then again, I'm like, like I would change back to like, no. They would do something that I would think was sus, even though they weren't trying to do something that was, suspicious or whatever.
You were just making it up to kind of
Right.
confirm how you were feeling.
Right. I would start
Right.
to warm up to people, and then I'd be like, what, stupid, what are you doing? No.
I'm currently dealing with something like that. There's
Right.
people that, because I'm a lot more open now, and then with the book and all of that stuff, I've been trying to be more open. There's people that I guess are trying to befriend me or kind of be cool with me or whatever, but I still have that like
Mentality.
that apprehension and
Right.
whatever. And I don't know if you're dicking me around or if you're like
Genuine.
being legit.
Right.
And look, not everybody's perfect. You're gonna have, I mean, you can click with people, but then you can also clash,
No,
right?
I
So
think sometimes you meet someone and you don't like them and you don't know why, and you don't give them an opportunity to kind of
right,
get
prove you
close
wrong.
or prove you wrong. And then it's like you spend a lot. Well, me, I used to spend a lot of time like kind of fighting people in my group or whatever, to not get close to them. And then when I finally started to let my like guard down, I was like, "Oh, you're actually kind of okay. Like I hated you, but I think you're decent or whatever." I think a lot of our assumptions are of people are things that we see in ourselves that we don't like and we just kind of project. And I think that's a very me, I'm a sabotager. So it's like a sabotage like technique that you don't know that you're doing.
So let me ask you this. I'll ask you this question. So when you have that like kind of wishy-washiness about someone, should you just say screw it and then just go with it, or
I think now that I'm kind of okay with myself and I know my boundaries and I'm verbal, I try to give everybody an opportunity to kind of show me who they are. And usually I'm right.
which I think is the fair thing to do,
Right.
right? I mean, you never know.
And see, I'm this is gonna sound so weird to people, but I don't do it much anymore, especially since COVID. But when I first meet someone, I would always shake their hands and I would base their personalities on how they shook my hand.
No, we've talked about this.
We have
yeah.
talked about
the
this.
dead fish.
I-
That's the worst.
Ugh. That is one of my pet peeves. You know, I've been told that I shake hands like a man, and I take that as a compliment because my mom, if there was one thing that she was adamant about teaching me and my brothers, is to shake hand like a man. She's like, I don't care if you're a woman, you need to shake hands like you're a man. Stand up straight, look directly in the eyes.
I don't think I've
For
ever shaken
handshake.
your mom's hand.
No? Shake her
think
hand.
so.
No, really, shake her hand.
I usually try to give her a hug and she looks like she's terrified.
She doesn't even hug me.
Yeah, but you know, she hugs me.
Yeah, she does. That
look-
says a lot.
Yeah, that tells everyone a lot. I'm just a big teddy bear.
No, but I mean, in reality, with the whole boundaries and walls things, you have to be expressive and you have to let people know your boundaries. And again, some people might get offended by that stuff, but I'm not telling you to treat me special or to like tiptoe around me. It's just accept my boundaries, you know?
Yeah, just have some respect.
Right.
All right.
That's actually the next thing. The guilt tax. Tax. I'm sorry. The guilt tax.
Go for it.
The setting of boundaries. Why do we feel like absolute assholes the first time we say no to someone? Talk about why setting healthy boundaries usually feels wrong at first if you've spent years pleasing everyone.
Good question. I am guilty of the guilt tax. I feel bad for saying no or not doing them the favor, and I really can't explain it, I guess.
I think that has a lot to do with your situation with being with an older adult as a child and not knowing the boundaries. And I mean, as a kid and being in that situation, I could see how it would affect your boundaries and how you would feel guilty for saying like no, you know. I know that I was the same way too because I was taught, I learned that if you say no, you get hurt. So it would always be like, yes, you have to do it. You have to do it. You have to do it. You know.
Yeah.
But again, once I started to kind of try to heal myself and kind of like set boundaries and all that, I was like, why am I guilty for telling you no, for inconveniencing me? You know, like, how does that make sense? But in my broken brain, that's how I was viewing things, you know? Because I would go out of my way to like help people all the time. And I would put myself in situations and then there'd be like nobody around to help me. You know, and I'd make excuses for it. Oh, they're just busy. Oh, you know, they don't have the time. Or, oh, but I have the time for you and I have to make, you know, room for you and space for you and just, you know. And then it was like, no, this isn't an equal friendship or relationship. This doesn't make sense to me. Especially in relationships, I think we're guilty of that. Of trying to please our partners and just not knowing how to say no because we don't want to start arguments or because, you know, again, we don't.
Yeah, but don't you think in a relationship's a little bit different because you do want to do stuff for the other person?
In a healthy relationship. If you're in an unhealthy relationship, you know, where there's abuse, down talking, no support, you know, that I think since there's no boundaries and no, I guess, respect, which is a big thing, it's easier for people to kind of get manipulated, you know?
Yeah.
Am I making sense? Or
Yes.
Yeah. So I've experienced both things, being in an abusive relationship and just, you know, not being able to say no because I didn't want to start an argument. I didn't want to, you know, make them mad or anything like that. And it's like, why am I walking on eggshells to like make you feel okay, but you just say and do what you want and I'm like just supposed to take it? Like that doesn't make sense to me. No. So I think, yeah, I don't think you should feel guilty for any of those things.
All right. Next, making the next person pay for the last person's mistakes. When someone burns you, your default baseline flips to default suspicious.
Yep.
How do you stop projecting old baggage onto new people who haven't done a damn thing to earn that mistrust? That's very true, and I'm guilty of that. I've done that.
Yes.
I've kind of taken stuff out on others for whatever, and that's not fair. Correct?
Yeah. Hold on.
And I'm always, and I almost, like now, even now, I'm like always suspicious of people.
Why are you being nice to me? What do you want?
Why are you being nice?
You know, I was guilty of that in our relationship in the beginning, I think. Just because I was in a shitty relationship for like 15 years with someone, right? And this is when I was drinking and like doing all this other stuff. And once I started to clean up my act and not drink so much and, you know, tapering off on certain like behaviors, and the other person was still stuck in those behaviors, there was a lot of clashing, a lot of unhappiness. And then when we finally broke up, I was with somebody, like, I don't know, I think it was maybe 4 or 5 years, quote unquote relationship or whatever you want to call it. But there was a lot of like manipulating and just, there was a lot of trust issues, going both ways, you know? And then when Joel came along, I remember that he told me, oh, I have kids and, you know, I'm a widower. I was like, oh, okay. So you probably have a baby mama with like 15 different kids. And, you know, you probably live with your baby mama and that's why you're telling me you live so far from me and blah, blah, blah. You know, but something in the way that he approached me, it was kind of like, let's see where this goes, you know? And
now look at you.
I know. I always told him I'm waiting for the like shoe to drop.
Seriously, even now?
Not now, but in the beginning when remember I used to tell you that all the time. I was like, because I was so into him and it happened so like naturally and like so quick. I was like,
well, look at me.
I was like, I'm waiting for the baby mama drama to like actually, you know, one day, where's my child support? You know,
No,
I was just waiting for that, and I kept asking him, "Are you sure you don't have a crazy baby mama somewhere?" Because I was like, "If you do, tell me now, please." Because it's like the dating world. After dating somebody who I was with for like 14 years, when I was with that person, I was with that person. I wasn't like out there cheating or anything like that. But the dating world had changed so much in like 14 years. It was just like I just expected the worst from every guy that would talk to me, you know? And I think that that's kind of a crappy like way of viewing things, but once you've been through like crappy relationships, abuse and lies and manipulations and all that stuff, it kind of changes your perspective, you know, and you're just like, I don't want to waste my time. And obviously, it didn't turn out to be a waste of time. I mean, we've been together, what, 6 years now?
7, I think. Why are you putting me on the spot?
I don't even know how long we've been together.
It's been about 7 years.
7 years?
We've been
six,
married
seven?
for 3, or
No,
going
I
on
think,
3,
I think we've been together for 6 years, married for 3.
something like that.
Something like that, yes.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, and we still haven't killed each other, so.
We've gotten close though. Not gonna lie. All right. Go ahead. You could do this one if you want to. Number 4.
Yes, I agree with this one. Guarding my peace versus avoiding uncomfortable truths. Lately, protecting my peace has become a trendy excuse to cut people off at the first sign of friction. Oh, sorry. Where's the line between actual self-care and just flinching away from hard conversations?
That's a pretty good question.
You know, I see this a lot, that I like to protect my peace. And that to me means
That seems to be like a thing now, right?
But I've always, again, since I've started to kind of get my crap together in life, to me, guarding my peace is like, I don't want you coming to my house if you're going to start drinking and causing problems between me and my household, right? I don't want, I guess those are more like boundaries, right? Like,
Well, yeah, the
right.
boundaries.
I've worked so hard for the peace that I have right now. I've been through so much like shit in the past, and you know, cut people out. Like it's saying, you cut people out and stuff. And my life is better for it, you know, because you have to make those cuts. You have to stop accepting people treating you at a minimal baseline, you know. And I think that when you accept that behavior, it becomes the norm. And it's
Yeah.
like, no, I'm going to protect my peace. I'm not going to let somebody outside of my household take me like out of my peace, you know. I protect it with the again, you've seen me cut off a lot of people and just
Yeah.
like, I'm not going to deal with them. It's like whatever. But sometimes you do have to feel, you have to do that. Like, I don't know, how do you feel about that?
Well, I've cut out a lot of people. I've either cut them out or just kind of put that wall up
Right.
where they can't get through anymore.
I've had people, like a friend that I was friends with for a long time. She asked me one day, she inboxed me on Facebook, why don't we talk anymore? And I was like, because you hurt my feelings and you,
Because you're a bee.
yeah, 'cause you're a bitch. No, but it was like along the lines of, you know, when I was at my lowest, like I mentioned it before, I didn't have a lot of people in my life, and I just wanted somebody to sit with me and talk. And I was like, you know, you would tell me like, oh, you're so busy, you're working, you don't have a ride. But then our mutuals, like our mutual friends or whatever, they'd call and be like, oh, what are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, I thought so-and-so was going to come over, but, you know, she doesn't have a ride or whatever. And they'd mention like, oh, she's at Navy Pier. I was like, Navy Pier is like 10 minutes, 15 minutes from my house. Like,
Yeah.
you can go there, but you can't come to my house. I was like, oh, okay. And more and more things started to happen like that. And it's just like, all right, then I was like, And the funny thing is that she was the one that deleted me off of Facebook.
Then I mean,
You took yourself out of my life.
yeah, it's on you.
Right. You took yourself out
Yeah.
of my life. So it's like, all right. I was like, you took yourself out. Great. You know, and I will never let that person back into my life. You know, I don't wish them any ill will or I don't think bad about them. It's just like, you know what? Our lives just took different paths and you just didn't fit into mine anymore. And that's fine.
Yes. All right. I think I read this one right.
Yeah.
Since it looks like we're alternating.
Yes.
All right. The all or nothing trust trap. Trust isn't a light switch. 0% or 100%. Talk about building trust like a brick by brick. Brick by brick. Sliding scale where people earn access to deeper levels of your life over time instead of getting instant VIP passes or total blackouts. Yes, it's either, that's what I mean, right? There's that wishy-washiness.
Right.
So you're either going to trust the person or you're not. So what do you think about that?
It is very hard for me to consider newcomers into my life friends.
Well, I don't think you can, I guess, label someone a friend right away. I mean, I
No.
guess you can hit it off with someone or click.
No, but see, here's my thing.
Uh-huh.
You're an acquaintance in my life until you become my friend.
Until you prove that you can.
Until you prove that I can trust you or that you can trust me. We have things in common. We have the same goals. Obviously, if I'm a little bit more, I don't want to call myself straight edge because I'm not, but if I'm a little bit, if I'm like sober, right? I'm not doing anything. I'm not going to hang out with somebody who's constantly drinking all the time
Right.
or doing drugs all the time. Why am I going to put that into my life? I worked so hard to get it out, you know, and that's what I'm saying. I wait a long time before I consider people my friends, you know, and I'll be like, oh, this is my acquaintance, or
How long do you wait?
it depends on the person. You know, there's some friends that I've had online that I've had for years, and I trust them with a lot of things, and, you know, we talk back and forth. I've met people like that, you know, and that's fine. But it takes a lot, you know. Like I said, it's not that I have my wall up or anything. It's just more, I'm a little bit more cautious. You know, if we have the same life goals and we have the same aspirations and we have the same mentality, and I feel confident enough to be like, hey, can we talk about something? You know, it takes me a while to get there, but once I get there, you know, I can be a very loving person and I can be a very trusting person. So I'm looking for the same in other friends, you know. And if I can't see eye to eye with you on certain things and stuff, we don't always have to agree on stuff, you
Right.
know. But if you're very judgmental, very religious, very uppy, then I can't be. I can't have you in my life, you know.
Yes. All right. I think you're you're next, right?
Number 6.
Yes.
Unspoken rule versus clear boundaries. Expecting people to respect a boundary you've never actually voiced out loud. If you're just resentful that someone crossed the line, did you actually draw the line or did you just expect them to read your mind? I'm very vocal about stuff like this.
Yeah, I mean that's just kind of common sense, right?
Right.
Like you gotta they have to know what line not to cross.
Right,
And I mean, if you don't tell them,
right,
and sometimes, right, you're talking shit or whatever, like joking around, and they'll say something that, hey, that's not cool. If you don't tell them, hey, that's not cool, don't say that, they're gonna keep doing it.
right.
And I'm guilty of that, where I don't tell them, and I just kind of go along with it, and then that's a boundary that they trample all over, and then later I'm crying about it because
Right.
whatever.
I think, like, when it comes to Joel and I, like, sometimes we do go a little overboard because, you know, we do tease each other and it's all in fun, you know? But if he says something, I'll tell him, really, dude, that's not nice.
Yeah, she does.
I will. I was like, that was uncalled for. That was not nice, And then he knows that it's a boundary. And he'll tell me the same thing, like, dude, calm down, or that was kind of messed up, or, he'll call it to my attention. And it's like, I don't expect him to read my mind, and vice versa. I can't read his mind. Do I know his behaviors and his routines, and can I guess things? Yes. But I'm not 100% mind reader, And I think that's important that we be very vocal about our boundaries and what hurts and what doesn't hurt. And again, if people can't respect those, they're not the people for you. They're not your people.
Yeah, because
Plain
I
and
mean
simple.
that's kind of a big part of relationships, right? Respect.
Right. And if you can't respect me and respect my boundaries and respect the fact that I said, like, hey, that's not cool. Or here's another thing that I don't like people gossiping about other people. To me, that's a huge boundary for me. If you're going to talk down on people all the time, I know you're doing the same thing to me behind my back.
Yeah, that is true. If
Somebody,
you're gonna be talking smack about people, they just talk about smack about everybody.
right, including me. And
Yeah.
even though you're telling me that stuff, and it's just like, I always say, and, people look at me kind of weird. I was like, look, if that person's not here to defend themselves, leave it alone. Because if you won't say it in front of them with them standing next to you, you don't have the balls to. And it's just gossip at that point,
Yeah,
But
I agree.
next.
Okay, where did we leave out? How trust issues mess with your intuition. When you've been betrayed, your gut instinct gets completely recalibrated. How do you tell the difference between actual intuition warning you about a red flag versus paranoia kicking up false alarms? Now, this is something that I guess I struggle with, right? Because I constantly have paranoia. Yes, I do.
Sometimes I feel like
Somebody's watching me. All right. So, yeah, I'm always paranoid about stuff, and it's just constantly we kind of touched on it, right? You might meet somebody and it's like you're paranoid they're going to screw you over or something's going to happen or they're going to say something, and then I mean, it's kicking up false alarms, right? Instead of just whatever, this guy seems like an all right guy, let me give him a shot or whatever, you just right away just shut it down because it turns into a red flag, right?
Yeah, I've learned to trust my intuition, and I always tell him. And am I not usually right about what I tell you about people?
No.
Yes.
Yes. Well, sometimes.
With Joel, I have to be a little bit more tactful, but
Hold on. Let's
explore.
explore that.
Yeah.
Please explain. What the hell are you talking about?
no, sometimes
And be honest. I can take it. Don't make that face. Go ahead, lay it on me, lady.
no. Well, I tell him about the people in his life at work, and I'm like, oh, this person, da 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 da. And then he'll come back and he'll tell me, oh, yeah, you like that was true. I was like, I'm not saying that it's like I'm psychic or anything like that, but I've learned to read people, and I'm usually not wrong about because there's a lot of cues that you can pick up from people to see, if they're lying, if they're being honest, or if they're kind of shady. I've learned to read. I have actually read books on it, on body language. And I tell Joel, like, I don't know, that cousin or that friend or such and such, when, somebody's lying, they won't make eye contact, or it'll take them a few seconds to come up with the lie. So they'll be like, or they just stop, like, talking. And Joel's like, yeah, whatever. But then it'll turn out that I'm, like, right about that person. And it's just,
Because I think a lot of the time I try to give people the benefit
Not
of the
me.
doubt, even when it's, even when it's like very like in your face and right there.
Right.
I try to be. I mean, because I try to give everyone a chance, be kind, whatever.
Maybe it's because of the type of people. I mean, you figure I was hanging out with like drug dealers and game bangers and, all sorts of like quote unquote shady people, or they weren't making the best decisions in life. So I kind of learned to like read people. And it's just, I'm like, I'm not going to say I'm 100% right, but I'm more right than I am wrong most of the time. And again, you could tell a lot of person by their personality and the way that they approach you and the way that they interact with people. I look at how you, like, when I date people, I look at how you treat your mom.
Yeah, that's important.
I look at how you treat servers, people who are quote unquote servers or beneath you, or you know,
Not that servers are beneath
not that
you.
anybody's beneath, but some
Right.
people do walk around with that attitude.
Yep.
I'm not like that. I believe that service people work very hard, but that's not the point. But that's besides the point. I look at how you treat animals. I look at how you treat, kids on the street, how you approach something uncomfortable, all that stuff. And I'm usually never wrong. So I've learned to just trust my gut. And if my gut says that's a good person, then I truly believe that you are.
And there you have it.
Yes.
All right. Where did we leave off? That was, you're next at number 8.
Boundaries with family.
Oh boy.
The hardest level. You reach the boss level at that point.
Yep.
Setting boundaries with strangers or coworkers is light work compared to setting them with family or old friends who still view you as a person who you were 20 years ago. Abso-freaking-lutely. Yes.
They treat you like you're still that kid that
Yep.
can get pushed around.
Yeah. I always get hit with the, oh, you're so disrespectful. I'm your such and I'm your aunt. I'm your this. I'm your that. You're supposed to respect me. I was like, oh, let me tell you something. I was like, I'm not that kid that you used to talk down to, when I was in my 20s.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a grown ass person now. And then I'm the one in the wrong. I'm the one who's offensive. I could think of this one time in particular. We were just talking about this on the camping trip. I had a family member. She's married to a cousin. They're older. They're my mom's age. And she was always very like, I love her. I loved her, but she just had a way that was different in raising her kids than the way that my mom raised us, She was strictly like no sugar, no candy, no nothing like that. And in my mom's household, it was like, look, kid, if you brought yourself some M&Ms, you better have brought me a bag or I'm going to take them from you. It was just my mom didn't, we were active kids, so she didn't care what we ate,
Right.
We'd always be fighting for candies and cakes and stuff at the house. And I remember that we had gone to, my mom gave us money and she's like, go buy yourself some treats and bring me back a Snickers bar, So we ran across the street and we came back with all these treats and stuff. And this particular cousin was there and she caught us off guard. And she's like, oh, let me see what you guys got. And she took the bag from me and she started crushing everything
Oh.
and stomping on it. And I got mad. I was like, why would you do that? She said, you're fat. You're not supposed to be eating these. And mind you, I wasn't obese at the time. I was chunky, but not obese, right? And she's like, you're fat. You're not supposed to be eating this. And she's like, and plus, I don't want my kids to eat this. I was like, well, you're at my mom's house. I was like, your rules don't apply here, You don't want your kids to eat this stuff. Don't leave them here, And she's like, you're so fat. And then I got mad and I got the balls to tell her. I was like, well, you look like a starving skeleton. She was,
Okay.
in Spanish, the insult is bad.
Uh-huh.
It's a bad. The way that I phrased it to her, it's very disrespectful, especially because I'm a kid talking to an elder. And she was so hurt and so insulted. And my mom comes out because she hears me yelling and we're talking back and forth. And she's like, what the hell's going on? Why would you call her that? And I was like, Mom, the money that you gave us for like the stuff, we spent it at the store and she's over here stomping on it. My mom sees the bag on the floor and she saw her Snickers got stomped out. And she was,
Oh, once the Snickers.
yeah, she's like, oh no, lady, you crossed the line. But my mom was really mad. She's like, why would you do that? She's like, you don't do that to like my kids. I'm not I don't monitor them like that, you know? She's like, they're active, they're kids, they're gonna want treats. Like, what the hell, you know?
Yeah.
But I always laugh about that because it's just like, you're over here calling me a fat, obese pig and like all this other stuff. And then when I tell you that you're like starving and like a skeleton, oh, how dare I? You know, you can't talk to me like that, but you could talk down to me. I was like, that's not how it works, lady. I was like, yeah, and it's always the family members that feel like they have I'm older than you, you have to respect me and what I say goes. And it's just like, not in my house, lady.
Yeah.
I know that it's hard to set boundaries, especially with family members, because at the end of the day, no matter how much you guys fight and hate each other and stuff, you guys are still family. But that doesn't mean that you have to keep those people in your life.
No, just because you're blood or family. I mean, if you gotta get kicked to the curb, that's it.
Oh, well.
Doesn't matter.
You know, and for a long time, like, I held a lot of resentment, you know, through, like, my family member. I'm not going to talk about anybody in particular, but I had a lot of resentment because it's just like, why can't I defend myself? Like, you want me to just sit here and just, you know, take your...
Well, you got, a gaslighting? Then you got gaslighting.
Right, I got... Yeah, and it was just like, oh, no, we're your family. We love you, and that's why we tell you things. I was like, you know what? I love my cat, and I would never talk to my cat like that. And this is me, like, as a kid, trying to justify things, right? And it was just like, yeah, setting boundaries with families is the hardest thing because we're taught that, you know, respect your elders, respect your mom, respect your dad. You know, don't question, just do. Especially in the Latin culture, we're just seen and not heard, and that's it. And sometimes we're not even seen or heard.
Right.
But no, that's such an unhealthy way to think, especially when it comes to like relationships. The family who really loves you is going to love you whether you're, you know, fat, skinny, you know, doing drugs, not doing drugs. The people who love you are going to love you genuinely 100% at your worst.
Yes.
Just as much as they would love you at your best. So,
Right.
yeah.
And it should be that way.
Yes.
Okay, the false security of I don't need anyone. Hyper independence is often just trauma wearing a cape. Putting your guard up to the point where you refuse to ask for help isn't strength. It's a coping mechanism for trust issues.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I
I've
was like
talked
that for a
about
long.
this.
I was
Yeah.
like that for a long time. I don't need anyone. Like I was always solo.
Right.
Like I wasn't trying to have anyone with me. Like I was better off alone.
Yep.
And refusing to ask for help when I needed it. I don't need anyone to help me. Yeah, it's a coping mechanism for sure.
It is, and it is so damaging. I've said this before so many other times that I would never ask for help ever, 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 ever for anything. You know, if I needed something, I would figure it out, and I would, you know, do what I needed to do to get it done or to get out of the situation. But I would never, ever, ever accept help. And then life humbles you at some point. I've been humbled so many times by life that I've learned that you need to ask for help when you need it. You know, I've talked about this so many times, you know, with when I had my head injury. That was the most humbling experience in my life because I didn't have I started kicking friends out of my life at that point. And I kept telling myself, I don't need anyone. I don't need anyone. And then I ran out of food. And then I needed to go to the doctor. and I wasn't able to drive. I wasn't able to like walk very far, and it's just like shit. Now what? I had to humble myself, and I say this all the time. If it wasn't for my cousin Maria and her family and my mom and my brothers, I wouldn't have gotten through or healed or mended as fast as I did, because trust me, life humbles you.
Oh yeah.
And I was humbled. I was very humbled.
Yep.
Yep, there's nothing like asking for help, being a grown ass adult, being independent since I was like 13, 14, to have to tell my sister in law, well, she's not even my sister in law, I consider her my sister, I need help. I'm like about to unalive myself. I can't deal with this stress. I need help. And I was so surprised when she offered to help me. And I don't know if I wasn't expecting her to help, because that's not her personality. You know who I'm talking about.
Yes.
That's not her personality. She's a very helpful. She's been my rock throughout a lot of stuff. And she's like, stupid, why wouldn't I help you? It's like, I don't know. It's just putting myself in that position to say, I need help, and people actually help you. I was like, whoa, okay, this is a different perspective of life. Life humbled me. And it's like, sometimes you need to ask for help, and sometimes you do need people. Not the crappy ones, and not the ones that aren't going to help you, and not the ones that are going to take advantage of you.
Yeah,
but
not the
ones that are-
wishy-washy ones.
Right. It's going to be the ones that see you when you're at your worst, falling apart. They will pick you up and just motivate you and help you, and those are the people that you need in your life, not the wishy-washy ones. Yeah.
Yep. I believe you are last.
Okay. The last one is how to lower the guard without dropping the boundary. What does it particularly look like to be vulnerable again? How do you keep your boundaries intact while still letting someone close enough to see the real you?
I would say stick to your guns, right? Like,
Yeah.
Establish boundaries, know what your boundaries are.
Right.
I guess once you do that, everything else kind of falls into place, right? I would
Right.
say, because then people know where they can, they need to tread lightly and where they're not allowed to go.
Right.
And then you don't have to put up a front or put up any walls or anything like that. You could just be you.
Yep.
Because it's either you accept this or that's it, my
Right.
way or the highway.
Right. You don't have to be a part of my life.
Yeah. So it's like this, and
Yeah.
or else kick rocks.
See, and here's another thing, and it just popped into my head. I'm going to use a big word. Integrity.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm a person that has a lot of integrity. Yes, I'm not perfect, and I have my downfalls and my days where I just, go back on everything that I've ever said, but that's life. You have moments of frustration where you're just like, oh, like I can't deal with this, But I think I look for people who have the same integrity and the same standards that I have, and I think that it's important to be able to drop your guard to let people in, but you need to let people in that are going to respect you. And
Yeah,
have
the right people.
Right, and that are going to accept your boundaries, and then people who also have boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
Because having people without boundaries in your life is also a bad thing. I feel like, if you don't have boundaries, you're just a wishy-washy person. So I think it's really important to live with integrity and stick by what your values are. Not everybody's going to agree with the values, and not everybody's going to agree with everything, and I'm not saying you can't be friends with people who don't have your same beliefs or the same, just look at our circle of people that we talk to. There's so many different like religions and personal views, and we talk about things and we go back and forth, and we'll not necessarily argue, but we'll banter or we'll bicker between us, and just we have disagreements and stuff, and we'll call each other out. But at the end of the day, we know we're cool because that's just how we talk. That's how we are with each other.
Well, there's like the mutual respect
Right.
and like,
Again, integrity, respect, boundaries, all those things come into play.
right.
And if you're a person who has all those values and you find people who have all those values, you need to really protect that circle of friends and people around you that are going to motivate you, keep you on your feet, keep you level headed, but at the same time, challenging you. You know, because people who don't challenge you, I think maybe they're not on the same level as you are. And by level, I mean like the way of thinking and all that, because we all have different levels of maturity and, all that.
No, that's very true because even now I'll deal with people that, and it sounds kind of conceited and all of that stuff, but
Yeah.
sometimes I literally think like, man, we're not on the same level.
We're not on the same level.
Yeah, you're still acting like you're in high school and like that mentality and stuff like that. And now let me tell you, people, I'm not the most mature guy in the
I was
world.
just gonna say, I was like, we have toys and all sorts of things behind us and stuffed animals and just
I mean, and I'm one of the biggest goofballs ever, but
but see, there's a time and a place for everything.
yeah.
I'm not gonna show up to a client's house with like my Ninja Turtles and oh, this is my collection and blah, blah, blah. There's a time and a place for everything, and there's nothing wrong with you being immature and having your games and playing PlayStations and playing Xbox. Look, I play this all the time. It's right next to my computer and stuff. Joel has a PS5. Like we have our days where we sit down and just veg out and play. There's nothing wrong with that.
It's a
But-
stress reliever.
It is, and it's about balancing everything out. Balancing the nerdy part in me, balancing the work professionalism, and balancing myself away from Joel. And it's about balance and trying to balance things because there has to be balance.
Yes. And scene. And you know what I just noticed
What?
while I was paying attention to you talk? There on the side of you, it's there. The poster says pig. You see it?
Oh, hold on.
Well, it's the piggyback.
Yeah. If it
But
is-
when I was looking at it,
there we go. See.
so Gloria got me that poster
did.
because I always thought that scene in Stranger Things was pretty badass.
Oh no, I messed up the camera. Oh no.
Oh no. But yeah, I just saw it said pig. I'm not saying you're a pig, but
No, but it's funny because the story I was telling.
and yeah, that's it. And she's not a pig. She's lovely.
I'm messy.
She's my panda.
Panda.
And you still messed up over there.
I did. I shouldn't.
Now you're making the audience nauseous.
I'm sorry, guys. Here, I'm just gonna leave it like that for right now.
Good Lord, it's hard to get good help around here. Deep breaths.
Breathe, breathe, breathe.
All right, guys. Well, discuss that. I hope that was sort of enlightening. Are you all right over there?
There we go.
Now you're piggy.
I'm piggy.
No, pig with 2 G's.
Pig.
Pigaga.
Pig. It's
We're so immature.
all right.
Well, you're immature. I'm a grown-ass man.
Oh no! Now they see the flaws. There we go. Oh man,
No, they see your new little hangy thing over
my
there.
stuff. Don't look at that. That's none of your business for right now.
Yeah, don't look at that stuff.
Don't look at that stuff. Close your
He's
eyes.
such a dork.
Aw, but you love me.
I do. All right, guys. Like I said, hopefully that was
Interesting.
thought provoking.
Or at least interesting.
Yeah, so if you guys have any comments on there, you got any stories to tell or whatever, feel free to drop us a line. And speaking of, why is this not working?
Because the world is against us.
Oh, there it is.
Ta-da.
Yes, I think it's time to charge my mouse. So yeah, guys, don't forget the website, sessions and lessons unscripted.com. We had just updated it, like we say we're going to.
Finally?
Finally. Let's just say that I had some time while my wife was away. So I jumped on it.
I allowed him to do stuff.
Yeah, so check out the website. You can watch and listen to the episodes on there. There's random things on there. We post whatever. It's try to keep it somewhat amusing. And if you want to send us a message, you got ideas for shows, you want us to talk about anything, you got anything, you're like, hey, what do you think about this? Our email is sessionsandlessonsmail@gmail.com. Or you can always leave notes on the socials, TikTok, Facebook, Threads, X, all that stuff. So if you guys got accounts on there, feel free. We're not hard to find. So, yes, drop us a line. And I believe Mrs. Rosario has something to tell you.
Yes. When you're done checking up all of our websites and all of our podcasts on sessions and lessons, be sure to go hop on over to Glowing Off Script.
That's blocking your forehead.
My forehead. I'm sorry, I messed up the camera, but
Yeah, you did.
I'm there.
Yeah.
There we go. That's where it is. Somewhere. Wait, there. There.
You were headbutting yourself last time.
Be sure to check me out. I do release episodes every Friday. And stay tuned. I'm making changes slowly, trying to better it, I guess.
Oh, and I think, can you move over? That's kind of, no, the other way.
There we go. Wait.
Come on, you're like ruining these people's experience. There you go.
I'm sorry. I messed up the camera angle.
Perfect. See, now you don't even see that poster at all. That's how it probably should have been. All right, anyways.
Yeah.
The podcast is for everyone.
Yes, boys and girls and everybody.
Goyles? What's
Goyles.
a goyle?
Boils and goyles.
Boils and goyles.
Oh no, boils and ghouls.
Yuck.
Yuck. No. So be sure to check me out. I'm gonna be making big changes over there. It's taking me a while. We have real jobs, real life. So trying to keep things moving.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're still kind of relatively new at this, and
Well,
we're figuring it all out.
My podcast is newer than this podcast, and
Yes.
I'm still in my infancy stage. So trying to figure it out. If you guys have any suggestions, something you guys want me to talk about, or if you guys want to just send me in questions, or you want an advice on something, or if you just want to come hang out on the podcast, let me know. You guys can reach out to me at gloingoffscript@yahoo.com.
What she said.
Yeah, what I said.
Yeah, what she said. And I wrote a book. I don't know if anybody knew that.
I didn't know that.
But, yes, it's
Oh, look at that.
this right here.
Very fancy.
May, December, and The Ballad of Joey Flowers. And if you're interested, which you should be, you can find it on Amazon and Amazon Kindle. You can also buy it on StudioMoonfall.com. Or you can also walk into Studio Moonfall and purchase a copy. They are in Kenosha, Wisconsin. So if you're anywhere near there, and even if you're not, make the drive. It's a nice drive. And maybe you'll see a few cows. So yeah, check it out. Right now, if you go on Amazon Kindle, it's only $2.99. Can't beat that for a book.
No, not at all.
And for my first book, it was a pretty long book. I've seen other people's books, and they're like half the size.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not saying anything to toot my own horn or make any kind of statement. I'm just was kind of surprised when I found that out. That's because I like to talk, I guess. Sometimes.
All the time. Just talk, 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 talk.
Yeah. Whatever. Whatever, lady.
Oh, I'm speaking the truth.
All right. And you know what? I do want to give my buddies a shout out as well. The two guys, well, first of all, on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, AJ Bolduc is one of the members of the Northman Brotherhood, and he is he's on the podcast. He has a podcast, the Northman Morning Devotional. He's usually on, like I said, on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And you want to check them out. It's always on like Facebook and YouTube and all of that. It's really, really great. And then you also want to check out Gary, who is a life coach, and he is at northmancoaching.com. He's on Tuesdays and Thursdays with 7 Deadly Sins, a discussion about that. Very interesting. The two podcasts are great. You guys check them out. They're super, super guys. And also check out the Northman Brotherhood on School. That's SKOOL. I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard about that. If you want to join the community, it's only $10 a month. That's awesome. Like, you would be crazy not to jump on that. And it's a bunch of guys that get together. We meet almost every day. It's a place for guys to just be themselves and show emotion and get advice and help other guys out. And it's a real true brotherhood there. There's no judgments. Everything's just left at the door. We got guys that are Christians, not Christians, people that different walks of life, older gentlemen. We have younger gentlemen. It's really great. It's just respect and just people just trying to help other people out. So join them, the Northman Brotherhood on School. It is only, like I said, $10 a month. So, I mean, streaming services are more than that. Your coffee's more than that, I think. So, yeah, hit them up over there on School, Northman Brotherhood, Northman Coaching. And if you are looking for a life coach or any kind of services like that, hit up Gary Holtz at northmancoaching.com. And like I said, they're awesome people. I mean, I wouldn't just say that. They didn't pay me, I swear. All right. There we go. I was trying not to have technical difficulties. What's going on over there, lady?
Nothing. I'm tired.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right. Well, it's time for us to go. We would like to stay with you longer, but
It's bedtime.
all right, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. As always, we appreciate you. We really, really do. Spread the word about us out there on in the internet lands. And yeah, we'll catch you on the next episode. Lady, you got anything?
Nope. Just remember to drink your coffee and sip your tea.
And remember, life's unscripted. Author the ending.
Oh, that's so deep.
Yeah. All right, guys. See you on the next one.
Bye.
All right, bye.
Mic on, brain off, laugh lines, trade costs. Spilled tea, spilled truth, old scars, new proof, inside jokes on an honest loop. Side quest in a living room booth. We don't plan, we just press play. You say careful, I throw the script away.